Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Jaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with our discussion on Krishna book, we started yesterday, 87th chapter, which is a 10th canto, 87th chapter. So we start reading from where we left yesterday. The statements of the personified Vedas give clear evidence that the Vedic literature is presented only for understanding Krishna. Even the Vedas, personified Vedas, they know who is the Supreme Lord and they are glorifying the Supreme Lord. That's why Prabhupada says it's only for understanding Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita confirms that through all the Vedas, it is Krishna alone who has to be understood. Krishna himself says, Vedasya sarver aham eva vedya. I am to be known by all the Vedas. Krishna is always enjoying either in the material world or in the spiritual world because he is a supreme enjoyer. For him, there is no distinction between the material and spiritual worlds. Material world is an impediment for the ordinary living entities because they are under its control. But Krishna, being the controller of the material world, has nothing to do with the impediments it offers. Because this energy, material world, is his energy, always under the control of Krishna. So there are no impediments for Krishna. Pastime-wise, they're a different story, but actually there is no impediment. Impediments or the obstacles are for us, not for Krishna. Krishna is always enjoying. Therefore, in different parts of the Upanishads, the Vedas declare the Supreme Brahman is eternal, full of all knowledge and all bliss. And it's always he's full of knowledge and bliss. Eternal. It's not like he's in material world, he's crying and he's not enjoying. Or he's suffering, he's in any anxiety, any miseries. Nothing for him. Part of Leela could be different. That's a different story. But even in the Leela, he's always enjoying. Right now we are studying how Krishna, away from Brajvasis, away from Gopis, away from Radharani, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya. But this is to lead towards a higher sense of union after the separation. So this is a different kind of enjoyment, but he is always in bliss. That one supreme personality of Godhead exists in the heart of every living entity. Because of his all-pervasiveness, he is able to enter not only into the hearts of the living entities, but even into the atoms also. As a super soul, he is a controller of all activities of the living entities. He lives within all of them and witnesses their actions, allowing them to act according to their desires, and also giving them the results of the different activities. He is a living force of all things. So he is a living force of all things. Without him, no activity can take place. Even if the soul is there, if the super soul is not there, nothing can happen. But he is transcendental to the material qualities. He is not material, he is transcendental. He is omnipotent. He is expert in manufacturing everything. And on account of his superior natural knowledge, he can bring everyone under his control. Things sometimes look like, oh, God is not in control. Looks like things are bad. That's what we think. He's always in control. Everything is under his control. He can stop anybody's movements, anybody's activities at any time. Many times that's why people say the why there's so much of crime and sinful activities going on in the world. Why doesn't he stop? So probably he's not omniscient because maybe he doesn't know, or he's not omnipotent, that he has no power on all this. He's omniscient, he's omnipotent, he's present everywhere. Everything is true, whatever is in the Vedas. He just doesn't stop everybody because he's waiting. Everybody has their own desires, own independence is there, and everybody does their karma and they get entangled in the karmic reactions. That's all. Although it's in the heart of everybody to guide everybody. It just an example is given generally. I used to give the classes that there is a shopkeeper, suppose, and he, at the end of the day, he closes a shutter and puts a lock, and he is praying, "Oh Lord, I hope nobody robs my shop at night." And then there is a thief standing across the street, looking at the shopkeeper closing his shop, and he's praying, "Lord, give me a chance to rob his shop tonight." So whose desire is Krishna going to fulfill, or Paramatma going to fulfill? Paramatma is sitting in both the hearts, shopkeeper's heart, thief's heart. So whose desire is going to fulfill? At least one person's desire will be fulfilled. Either thief will get a chance to rob, or he will not get a chance to rob. So sometimes people say, "Oh, he should not let the shopkeeper get robbed," but still we see so many shops get robbed. So it's not that he's favoring the thieves at some time and favoring the shopkeeper. It's their own karmic reaction. They're getting the reactions. That's all. He's not favoring anybody. So he's omnipotent, he's omniscient, and he's omnipresent. He just doesn't stop these things because everybody has to go through their karmic cycle and get rectified, and then slowly turn towards him. And then when we become devotees, or try to not even become devotees, when we are aspiring to become devotees, then we are away from the karmic reactions, karmic cycles, but still then to speed up our process of purification, depending on our desires and our determination, and to take us back, he can increase our karmic reactions, or he can give us a reaction that maybe it was not even part of our karmas, but that is just for our rectification, our purification. He can do whatever he wants. But a devotee, even if going through all sorts of problems, miseries, he is still pay thanks to him, be grateful to him, still serve him, still chant his name, still be engaged in devotional service. That devotee is very, very dear to him. He's always there to protect his devotee, but that doesn't mean he's going to protect their shops or businesses. Even Prabhupada lost all his business, Prayag pharmacy and whatever he had in Allahabad and wherever. Then Prabhupada understood that he wants me to go to the USA. So it doesn't mean we are not going to lose material properties, or not going to get sick, or not going to go get into accidents or whatever. I hope nobody does, but everything will happen. But a devotee is always under a higher protection and on a different level of consciousness, that he understands what's the purpose of the Lord. Ordinary people, they don't understand the purpose of the Lord. Devotees do. And that's why association, and especially Prabhupada's books, very, very important. So we don't lose faith. In fact, our faith should increase with every step. And we keep going. Okay, wait. So he can bring everyone under his control. He's everything. He knows everything. He's everywhere. As such, he is everyone's master. He is sometimes manifest on the surface of the globe, but he is simultaneously within all matter. Desiring to expand himself in multiforms, he glanced over the material energy, and thus innumerable living entities became manifest. Everything is created by his superior energy, and everything in his creation appears to be perfectly done without deficiency. So everything is created by his superior energy. So his energy is always spiritual. It's how we use it, or how we utilize it in our service, then it becomes material. So service. Energy is always, even if it is Mahamaya is only part of Yogamaya, nothing else. But the service of Mahamaya is to keep us here. And everything, even in the material, apparent material energy, suppose we are using this mobile and the computer to do Bhagavad Katha. So is it material or is it spiritual right now? It is spiritual. Our consciousness could be material right now because we have our deficiencies. But when the things are getting used in service of Krishna, it's spiritual. And everything in his creation appears to be perfectly done without deficiency. There is no deficiency in his creation. The deficiency is only in our understanding. That's all. Those who aspire for liberation from this material world must therefore worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The ultimate cause of all causes is just like the total mass of earth, from which varieties of earthly parts are manufactured. The parts are made of earthly clay. They rest on earth, means they're dependent on the clay. And after being destroyed, the elements ultimately merge back into earth, the original cause of all varieties of manifestation. So he is like the total mass of earth. So total mass of earth is pretty much infinite from our consideration. And from his small parts are made. And then when parts are destroyed, they merge back. But so that's only applicable to our bodies. Of course, the soul doesn't merge back. So the bodies are made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. So when we die, all the elements go back into the nature. Applying this analogy of Brahman with earth, the impersonalists especially stress the Vedic statements, Sarvam Kalavidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. So for them, everything is Brahman means everybody is God. Ghatakash, Patakash. This is also one of the statements they make. Means the Akash, the air or the space inside the part, when the part is broken, the space merges into the whole space and it loses its identity. But we are not the space. The soul is not the space. According to Bhagavad Gita, soul has its identity. It can never cut to pieces. It cannot burn it, cannot do anything to it. It doesn't merge. It remains. But the impulseless or Mayavadis, what they say, they simply consider that everything emanates from Brahman and after destruction merges into Brahman. And that intermediate stage of manifestation is also Brahman. But although the Mayavadis believe that prior to its manifestation, the cosmos was in Brahman, after creation it remains in Brahman, and after destruction it merges into Brahman, they do not know what Brahman is. Not Brahman, it's Brahm, Brahm. Sarvam Khalam Idam Brahma. Everything is Brahma. Brahma Samhita, however, clearly describes Brahman. The living entities, space, time, and the material elements like fire, earth, sky, water, mind constitute the total cosmic manifestation known as Bhu, Bhuva, and Swaha, which is manifested by Govinda. Sarva Karanaka. Nadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karanaka. It flourishes on the strength of Govinda and after annihilation enters into and is conserved in Govinda. Lord Brahman therefore says, I worship Lord Govinda, the original personality, the cause of all causes. And Brahman stresses on this word, personality, the supreme personality of Godhead. Why he stressed it on? Supreme personality, because the ultimate is a person. It's not zero, it's not nothing. We don't just merge into it. Ultimate is a person, and we are also persons. He is the supreme personality. We are just persons. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Mayavadis cannot understand how can ultimate be a person, because according to them, when we have a personality, we have limitations. We have, as a person, I'm here in this Maya Nagari. I'm not in India, not in Vrindavan. But Krishna can be here, Krishna can be there, Krishna can be all over the universe, Krishna can be the spiritual world also at the same time. There is no limitation. We have limitations. Krishna cannot have any limitations. He is everything. He is both. Nirakar also is Akar, Sakar also. Nirakar is Brahmjyoti. Brahmjyoti is the effulgence of his body. That is why he is the supreme personality of Godhead. But Mayavadi just cannot understand this. The word Brahman indicates the greatest of all and the maintainer of everything. Yes, that's also one of the meanings of Brahman, means the greatest. And that's why when Muslims say Allahu Akbar, means God is great, God, you're great. Yes, he's great. He's the greatest of all. Why not? Why just the great? He's the greatest. But how great he is, that they don't understand. That generally people don't understand. We cannot put a limit on his greatness, definitely. Limit on his qualities, definitely we cannot put. He's unlimited. But being a person also, he can have unlimited qualities. It's not that he has to be impersonal to be unlimited. The impulseless are attracted by the greatness of the sky, but because of their poor fund of knowledge, they're not attracted by the greatness of Krishna. In our practical life, however, we are attracted by the greatness of a person and not by the greatness of a big mountain. Thus, the term Brahman actually applies to Krishna only. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna concluded that Lord Krishna is a Parabrahman, Param Dhama Parabrahma, Pavitram Paramam Bhava, or the supreme resting place of everything. So what is a supreme resting place? Means everything is maintained by him only. Everything rest doesn't mean like we take rest when we go to bed and take rest. Means everything is supported by him, everything comes from him. So everything pretty much rests on him for their existence. They're dependent on him. But Krishna is completely independent. So for 86 chapters, Shukdev Goswami described all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. But now again, he's going through these wonderful prayers by personified Vedas, so we don't misunderstand his position. We love his pastimes, but at the same time, we have to understand his position. That he is not an ordinary, either little boy and doing all the mischiefs in Braj, or now he's killing all the demons, all the demoniac kings. These are his pastimes, but at the same time, he's a supreme personality of Godhead. Supreme Brahman or Brahman. Krishna is a supreme Brahman because of his unlimited knowledge, unlimited potencies, unlimited strength, unlimited influence, unlimited beauty, and unlimited renunciation. So these all things one can have if only one has a personality. Without personality, these knowledge, potency, strength, influence, beauty, renunciation, it's not possible. Ultimately, therefore, the word Brahman can be applied to Krishna only. Arjuna affirms that because the impersonal Brahman is a effulgence emanating as rays of Krishna's transcendental body, Krishna is Parabrahman. He is the supreme Brahman. Everything rests on Brahman, but Brahman itself rests on Krishna. As even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that impersonal Brahman rests on me. Means there's a limitation in impersonal Brahman. He is not independent. Therefore, Krishna is the ultimate Brahman or Parabrahman. Material elements are accepted as the inferior energy of Krishna. By their interaction, the cosmic manifestation takes place, rests on Krishna, and after dissolution, again enters into the body of Krishna as a subtle energy. So this is how, when the universe is dissolved, everything goes back into the body of Mahavishnu, a subtle energy, and when the time comes for creation, it again comes out and becomes the manifestation, the material manifestation takes place. Krishna is therefore the cause of both manifestation and dissolution. Sarvam Khala Idam Brahma means that everything is Lord Krishna, in the sense that everything is his energy. That is the vision of the Mahabhagavats. They see everything in relation to Krishna. And everything means, yes, everything as we see, and every activity also that takes place. Everything is in relationship with Krishna. Cannot happen outside Krishna. It's like the word Prabhupada uses, everything rests on Krishna. Even if we think, okay, now the war is going on between Russia and Ukraine. So some guys are shooting the bullets or the bombs and whatever, they're shooting missiles, whatever, and killing others. But to shoot those bombs, it's not just we manufactured the tanks and the bombs and we just shoot. Our body cannot move if it is sanctioned by Paramatma. Same Paramatma is sitting in the heart of Russian soldiers and the Ukrainian soldiers also. Same Paramatma. He is sanctioning for Russians to shoot whatever, and Ukrainians also to shoot back at Russian tanks or whoever is killing whoever. But it does not happen without the sanction of Paramatma sitting in their hearts. Whatever karmic reaction, who will get one, who's getting now, who will get later, that he will take care of that. But cannot happen without his sanctioning. It's hard to understand sometimes, especially when it comes to so many people breaking the temples of the Lord, or attacking the devotees, or doing all sorts of nonsense. But even then, nothing can happen without his sanction. It's right or wrong, that's decided later. But without his sanction, it cannot happen. That is a vision of Mahabharata. They see everything in relation to Krishna. The impersonalists argue that Krishna himself has transformed into many, and that therefore everything is Krishna, and worship of anything is worship of Krishna. This false argument is answered by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Although everything is a transformation of the energy of Krishna, he is not present everywhere. Means as personal as Shyam Sundar Krishna, he is not present everywhere. Wherever his devotees are, yes, he is there. Wherever his name is chanted, he is there. But if I start doing arti of my phone because it is energy of Krishna and I think it is Krishna, that will be nonsense. He is simultaneously present and not present. By his energy, he is present everywhere. But as an energetic, he is not present everywhere. This simultaneous presence and non-presence is inconceivable to our present senses. But a clear explanation is given in the beginning of the Isha-Upanishad, in which it is said that the Supreme Lord is so complete that although unlimited energies and their transformations emanate from Krishna, Krishna's personality is not in the least bit transformed. That he is Purna. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnam, Utachyate. Therefore, since Krishna is a cause of all causes, intelligent persons should take shelter of his lotus feet. So he is always Purna. Even if, like Prabhupada explained, in spiritual math is what? 1 minus 1 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is also 1. From Krishna, all the manifestation, all the incarnations, all the expressions come out, and still he is the same Krishna. Nothing is lacking in him. And everything that comes out is also pure, is also complete. Purnam, Purnamada, Purnamidam. This is spiritual math. It's not material math. And that's because our understanding is limited by time and space. It's difficult to understand. And yes, one who is engaged in devotional service, Krishna gives them, by his mercy, he gives the knowledge by which we can go to him. So his mercy is very much required, but otherwise nothing is lacking in his creation or in his dealings. Everything is perfect. Everything is complete. Okay, I guess we can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt on this Mayavadi question. 1 second. Also open it. Like there is a paragraph which is quite often used in ISKCON whenever we hear preaching from Amol Leela Prabhu or others, and it's quite evident also. Like when you also you're in the classes, we can hear it Mayavadi. There is one line which always comes. That is, I'm just finding that they think everyone is God. So can you probably just explain me, like, who thinks everyone is God, and who are these Mayavadis? Is it some panth we are talking about who are Mayavadis, or like any person as a common in this
No,
material life?
not just a common person. Basically, Mayavadis are followers of Shankaracharya, Buddhists, Buddhist philosophers, and now there are so many like Brahm Kumaris, um,
Nirankari is Prabhu.
Nirankari, Radha Swamis.
Radha Swami.
They all are Mayavadis
Hmm.
because they don't believe ultimately it's a person who's God, who's ultimate.
So, according to their philosophy, every person is a god, right?
Everybody, because soul, according to them, soul, yes, it is part and parcel of God, but according to Mayavad philosophy, in a nutshell, God, when he expanded himself into so many souls, he lost his personality. So we all are God, and when we are realized, we'll all come together and become God.
Acha. Okay.
Right now, we have forgotten we are God, according to
Because
them.
actually what happened is like I would say like half of my childhood, because at a very early stage my entire family took Diksha from Jagat Guru Shankaracharya. So the thing is that I wholeheartedly follow Krishna, but just that I never heard Jagat Guru Shankaracharya saying, he said many times, uh, soul is part of the तो आत्मा परमात्मा का अंश है, but not like every we all are God. Like it's Nirakar he talked about. He also talked about Sakar, and you might have heard like earlier I said that he starts his pravachans with Sri Ram Krishna Nam Bhajan. So a
True,
little.
but ask him what's the final ultimate destination of the soul.
So that's where we'll find the
Yeah,
bottom.
ask him what's the ultimate destination. What will happen ultimately?
Hmm. Okay, it's long being I visited last I visited him in Haridwar, but I will definitely keep this question.
Yeah.
I'll ask
Please
this.
ask him. So then you will know. According to them, whatever bhajan, whatever deity worship we do is
Hmm.
for our purification. That's true, but the purification is to become God or merge into God. Merge into God means we'll all become God.
Achha, but that is the philosophy, right? But we all do this Sankirtan, all this in Kali Kale. We are doing this Sankirtan to get uh, go to that abode, that Vaikuntha. That is our main goal, right? Because we are doing this
Yeah,
kirtan
but
beyond.
their goal is to only merge, means up to Brahm Jyoti.
Hmm.
Means we merge, we forget, we lose our individuality. But not according to Mahaprabhu's philosophy. We go beyond. We go into the spiritual world. We go into Vaikuntha world or wherever Krishna Goloka, and we there in the pastimes of Krishna.
Okay, that's quite deep actually, uh, because in my capacity of mind, this is beyond. It requires someone who is so intellectual in spiritual knowledge. So, but I do ask this question because I have this question, burning, and I'll go ahead and destiny from your side of things. I'll ask.
Yeah, please ask and please share what answer he gives.
I'll definitely. He is around almost now 98 years old, 97, 98 years old.
He
So
must be having disciples also, right? Who are following
yes,
them.
yes, yes, yes.
So you
Abhimitra,
can ask them.
Abhimitra Nandji, yeah, very renowned personality in the television. And, recently, he was, if you remember that Ayodhya Ram Mandir also, he given some dialogues. It should be like some Cambodia temple. The structure should look like. These things.
Which is all fine. See, another thing that we can recognize Mayavadis, their tilak will be horizontal, 3 lines
Yeah,
or 1 line, whatever.
yeah,
Vaishnav tilak is always vertical.
yes.
So there you know. who's Mayavadi and who's not. So Vaishnav Tilak is vertical means we want to go from here to up.
Yeah,
Theirs is horizontal means everybody is same.
okay, everybody's. Like they put that same tilak on the shivling also, right? The horizontal.
So as well, no, Shankaracharya, Shivji himself, they all follow Shankaracharya.
Correct. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shankaracharya, Lord Shiva, you see in Vrindavan, he is having vertical tilak as Gopeshwar Mahadev.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful, that's all.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. It's at par my knowledge. Sometimes it's very confusing. Sometimes it's जैसे लगता है कि कुछ भी नहीं जानते हैं. And there's so much to learn, so much to know, all of the time. So,
I know. There is a lot to learn. Yes.
but there, Prabhuji, there is one thing that I always keep practicing this, that I should not offend anyone, any pun, be it anyone, but very humbly I should ask this. I'm asking, I do ask questions when I go, but very humbly, very respectfully, not in a way that I know something and I'm asking this.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. We should be humble and we should respect their at least renunciation. Their
hmm.
greatness. That is good, but we cannot follow the philosophy. That's all.
Mhm. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Thank you. Thank you all very much. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai
Thank you,
Shila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.